One of this man's sons was brought back from the dead by Polyeidos with an herb he saw a snake use to resurrect its partner. That son of this man had drowned in a jar of honey. This man took one of his most famous actions after his son Androgeos was murdered for being too good at sports. This man, like his brother Rhadamanthus, became a judge of the dead, and one hero abandoned his daughter on Naxos. That hero arrived from Athens with 14 sacrificial victims for the child this king's wife, Pasiphae, had with a white bull. For 10 points, name this king of Crete and a namesake of a labyrinth-dwelling monster slain by Theseus. And the answer is Minos. A goddess who personifies one of these places is the simultaneous consort of every member of the Trimurti. The Mani Mahesh and Manasarovar are two examples of these places holy to Shiva. Participants in the Kumbh Mela gather around one of these places, and idols are thrown at these places to purify them on Ganesh Chaturthi. In Varanasi, one of these places is surrounded by steps called ghats. Stepping into a particular one of these features is considered the most purifying act in Hinduism. For 10 points, name these natural features that include the Brahmaputra and Ganges. And the answer is rivers. One of these objects in Chilote mythology is called Keleuche and is watched over by the Sirena Chilota. Atet is one of these objects in Egyptian mythology, and it is used by Ra when fighting the serpent Apep. Another one of these objects was constructed using timber that could speak and make prophecies. Gilgamesh's relative Utnapishtim uses one of these, called Preserver of Life, to save himself and the animals. For 10 points, name these vessels used for transport on water, examples of which include the Argo and Noah's Ark. And the answer is ships. This man's ship was unable to sail after he claimed to be a better hunter than Artemis. This man killed the husband of his future wife, a daughter of King Tyndareos, while his brother wed her sister. After the death of his father Atreus, this man returned to his home of Mycenae to reclaim the throne. This man was often at odds with Achilles, and he was killed by his wife Clytemnestra and her lover Aegisthus after sacrificing his daughter Iphigenia to the gods. For 10 points, name this man who led the Greeks in the Trojan War. And the answer is Agamemnon. Children often sing a hymn to this figure, written by Tossups, his namesake Chalisa. He led an army of his people in the construction of a bridge called the Rama Setu. This god becomes giant and leaps across the ocean in the Sundarakanda, then shrinks to the size of a cat to show a signet ring. Jambavan reminds this son of Vayu of his full powers. With Vali and Sugriva, he leads the Vanaras. In order to heal Lakshmana, this god carries a mountain filled with herbs. He sets a fortress on fire after Ravana burns his tail in Lanka. For 10 points, name this figure often shown bowing before Rama and Sita, a Hindu monkey god. And the answer is Hanuman. In this city, a man says mortal things touch the mind and there are tears of things while looking at a mural in a temple. The construction performed by this city's inhabitants is compared to work done in early summer by bees. During a hunt near it, a storm forces a man and woman to sleep together in a cave. Iarbas granted its founder the land around Byrsa, which that leader encircled with an ox hide. That founder laid on a couch atop a pile built by Anna Perenna. Leaving this city, men look back from their ships to see a figure alternatively called Alyssa immolate herself. For 10 points, name this city founded by Dido, later home to Hannibal. And the answer is Carthage. Saxo Grammaticus wrote of this figure as a historical man and a potential suitor of the daughter of Gewar. Vafthrudnir is unable to answer a riddle about this figure. Hyrrokin helps push this deity's ship out to sea at the same event that Thor kicks a dwarf named Litter into a fire. He fathered the god of justice for Seti with Nanna. Hermod asked for the release of this god. Thok did not weep for this god, whose mother Frigg got oaths from everything but one plant not to hurt him. Vali was born and raised to adulthood in a single day to kill his blind twin Hoder. Draupnir was placed on this god's funeral pyre. For 10 points, name this beautiful god of light killed by a sprig of mistletoe. And the answer is Balder. These creatures are venerated on the third day of Pongal, called Matu Pongal. The realm of Goloka is named for being their world. The mother of all of these creatures is Kamadhenu. The 5 products of this animal are mixed together into Panchagavya. These animals were kept by a gopi and avatar of Lakshmi named Radha. Gomutra is the Ayurveda term for traditional medicine made with this animal's urine. A product of these animals is made into ghee. The Rig Veda prays for Agni to kill those who kill men, horses, and these animals, which most non-vegetarian Hindus therefore do not eat. For 10 points, Hindus often revere what bovines? And the answer is cows. This figure drew blood from and then returned it to the old Aeson to energize him. This figure boiled a chopped up old ram to deceive the daughters of the king of Iolcus. According to Apollonius of Rhodes, this descendant of Aeetes conspired with a lover to kill Absyrtus. A man, following advice not to unstop the wineskin's neck, the Athenian king Aegeus marries her late in her life. This figure pulls the nail out of Talos's foot. A golden chariot pulled by dragons is sent to her by Helios. She killed her first husband's second wife, Glauce, with a poisoned dress. For 10 points, name this priestess of Hecate who aided the Argonauts and married Jason. And the answer is Medea. This city used hellebore to poison the wells of Kira during the First Sacred War, and it stored silver offerings in its Siphnian treasury. A temple once located here was inscribed with the maxim "Know thyself" and contained the altar of the chains. An outcrop known as Sibyl's Rock overlooks the Temple of Apollo in this city, where the ruins of the Tholos Temple can be seen, and its sloped theater provides a view of the Valley of Phocis. This city, located on Mount Parnassus, was the site of a fuming rock chasm where the Pythia was seated on a tripod, and Apollo was said to have slain Python here while guarding the Castalian spring. For 10 points, name this Greek city home to a famous oracle. And the answer is Delphi.